Hi everyone, Joe March here, also known as Sorcerer, and today we are talking about the two things that are one thing, which is the experience and the experiencer. Now, in a bunch of different metaphysical or spiritual or religious movements, they may have different names for these things, and I don't really want to get into the weeds on it. I just want to say that what we're talking about in a lot of these cases is the same thing, given different language. It's perhaps easiest to conceptualize this by looking at them separately, but you'll see why you need to look at them together. So the experiencer is the one that has an experience. That's how we're used to thinking of it in sort of the modern vernacular. I experience something, I am an experiencer, right? But can I really experience something without being part of the experience myself? I am a being in a body and all this stuff, but really that witness, that consciousness, that thing that is experiencing everything, the one thing that many of us in the spiritual communities would say all of us share in common, we are all that thing experiencing everything, that is the experiencer. But what's happening to this body, what it feels like to be this version of us, what all of these us's that I often will talk about in my diagram is the experience. In fact, the entire eternity is the experience. It isn't the experiencer. If you try to force them into being separate, you would say all of the different possible experiences are happening throughout the eternity, and the one experiencing them is the experiencer. Well, are these really two different things? I say no. The experiencer is having an experience. And on the highest level, or maybe the deepest level, the experiencer is experiencing everything. And that's usually what we actually mean in this community when we say the eternity. It's the incomplete everything being experienced by the experiencer at once. And on some level that exists, but what we're experiencing here and now is not that. We're experiencing the experiencer having a specific experience, right? I think this is easy to understand. However, what are you in this scenario? We can all easily go, oh, we're the experiencer and we're all one. But when you walk through the day, you can conceptualize that truth while also recognizing that you're experiencing individuality right now. So when you say, what are you right now? Like, what is happening? You're here, you're now, you're in the present. You're the experience and the experiencer. In fact, you're a specific experience playing out and the experiencer. And so, when I make my diagram that we've gone through before with the primordials and gods and whatever, and there's this whole chain of like, there's nothingness or the void or whatever that pierces out of the source and creates everything in existence and experiences everything that it creates, that thing is experiencing itself as you by going through all of these other experiences along the way. There's these experiences which are creating other experiences for everyone else. There's this branching, intertwined bunch of reality which is in and of itself just experiences ricocheting off of each other to create a pinpoint experience that you're having right now. And that is you as the experiencer and a specific experience as one. And that's what you are. That's what I'm arguing today. You're not just the experiencer, and you're not just the experience. Now, you can look at it as like, my human life is separate from who I am. Well, then you're trying to take the experience and call it that. You're like, the experience of being Joe March, that's an experience. And the real thing experiencing everything, that's the experiencer. Sure. But that's not the situation you live in. They're not split. They're one. You're feeling your moment right now. You watching me right now. You are part of the experience. And you are the experiencer at once. And you can't help but be affected by it. You can't help but be interconnected with it. That's normal. Why does this matter? That's a great question. And I haven't quite figured that out myself. But I think when I start to think of our lives less as beings within beings like a nested Russian doll, and more as a series of experiences that are colliding to form the moment, you start to recognize that what you are is less of a person and more of experience is the best word I can come up with it. It's not that you're a concept either. You're a constantly changing, evolving, transforming set of circumstances and ideas and everything else. Like, what you really are is this broad, vast something that is constantly transforming and changing, while also being that same observer that you've always been. And that combination is being the experiencer and a specific experience, which is in and of itself growing and becoming more interesting over time. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Now, maybe I just word saladed here. I was like, let's have some salad. I'm going to make salad from my mouth. Some other religious figures can, like, make multiple breads and loaves or whatever, make multiple fish appear and shit. They can speak wisdom and speak light into you. I speak word salad into the ground, and then you can pick up the salad, sniff it, and decide if you want to eat it. And that's really my question to you. When you hear this, are you like, man, I dig it? Or are you like, that needs to go back in the oven and bake some more? I'm really interested in your thoughts on this one. Are we both the experiencer and the experience combined? Is that what makes us a person? Is that what it means to live a life in this world, in this time? Or am I off kilter? Both things can be true at the same time. Don't forget that. Until next time, safe travels.